Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? Today I'm gonna do I call a mindless art thing. It's not that it's not a wonderful thing to do because I'm very excited to do it. I have so many videos I have to make, um, and a couple things that I want to do. But today what I want to do is the swirl tree that Carol Moyer did, and then I think we pronounce her name Marion. She tagged on Facebook, and oh my gosh, please let that be how we pronounce her name. Just give me a second. You know, I'm always looking. Always looking. Marion Griffiths? Griffiths? I'm horrible at names. You would think I can't read. Yeah. If I read her name, it's Merryn, and then her last name is Griffiths. So I hope that's how it's Marion. If not, then let me know. I'm a phonetics reader, so I read everything the way it's spelt. That's why sometimes words just don't come out like they should. However, anyway, she did a beautiful rendition of her of Carol's tree, and so I'm going to do my own, and we're just going to go in and out here. Magic crazy fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just taking my dried out paste, which it's so old, my matte gel. I'm gonna have to grab another bottle. Maybe if I put some hot water in there, that'll help. But for now, I'm not gonna put too much on. I'm gonna take some tissue paper, some green tissue paper. This shit ain't doing nothing. Ow, I just smashed my toe. Okay. Yeah, I'll just have to put a little bit of hot water in there to reconstitute that. Apparently my brush was not cleaned up well enough, but it won't matter because I'm just putting some paper down. And my dogs, I don't know if you heard my dog sigh. He gets very upset when I record because I'm not talking, unless I'm talking to him. But if he's laying down and I'm recording and talking, he sighs the whole time. Like, really? Really? So I'm just going to stick it on there. Now, you don't have to use gel medium. It's just what I grabbed here because I knew that I had a little bit left in there. And you can use your Elmer's school, any kind of school glue you have. I'd add just a little bit of water to it to make it move a little bit more fluidly. Yeah, fluidly. Yep, that too. You can use your glue stick. You can use, whatever glue you have. I think I might end up having to put this away and try another glue if I can't scoop out enough. I don't want to glue too much down, but I want to glue some stuff down. But I'm going to take a piece of book text. And I know it's not all glued down. Like, I'll tear the paper away, the tissue paper away that I'm not going to use. But I'm going to tear a piece of book text. Tear, little friend, tear. And then tear it again into a piece. And add it here. God, this really bites balls. All right, you know what? You're going away. You're getting really hot, scalding water later. Can't open my other one because I know this is really what you guys, I don't know if you can see my fat stomach. I'm just going to use my damn Collage Podge right now. I'm not in the mood. Give it a shake. It's glossy. You really don't want to use it because it's hard to paint over, but I'll be fine. I shall prevail. And then just stick your paper on there. With glossy, you really don't want to go over your product that you're putting down because what happens then is it won't accept any other kind of product, if that makes sense. Like to go to paint over it, I'll manage. I'll be fine. But I want this a little layered, so I'm just gonna smear what I got on my brush there to get this last piece on here. Okay. And then we shall put our paper away there. And then I have some of this. I love this. You buy tissue paper. This is the Martha Stewart brand I got on clearance. But you buy tissue paper, and then what they do is they tape it. Because you know tape and tissue paper just go so well together. It ain't going to tear or anything like that. Why? Why? Okay, now let's ruin all the paper because I got to get my scissors out. Tear. Do something. Ugh. Bastard. I really like this paper, so I'm going to cut a piece of this paper off, and you'll see it once I cut it because, well, my scissors worked. Oh, the joys of crafting with me. And you can't tear this one because it's like a fabric-y one. And my daughter took my scissors. Of all the scissors I have no idea what the other scissors are, so I'm going to have to use my pinking shears, which will be fine. Okay. Now you try to keep it rolled. You spend a fortune on these things. Yeah, I got it on clearance and all, and whoopee shit. But you spend a fortune on things, and then, like, you have to, like, it just, how do I store that now? It's a big roll, like a wrapping paper thing. How do I store it? You know what I'm saying? Of all the money I spend, Martha Stewart, you can't have a better way than me have to tear the tape off to get it. And then now I'm just going around. I'm going to put bitching. Just going around tearing some of that tape off. And this is what I wanted from it. You see how gold and delicious? Let's see if these scissors will cut this now. It'll tear it, so that'll work. It won't tear. Okay. So we'll glue this down in different places. I might put a little bit more stuff on here than, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but then other people, or maybe less stuff than other people. I'm just kind of doing it my own way. I love taking people's ideas and then running with it. I love people taking my ideas and running with them. It makes me happy. And then we'll do it this way. Now you can do it upwards too, and it's kind of like a silvery thing. So let's try that down here rather than doing the gold again. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Still haven't cleaned that crap off my brush that I was working on yesterday. It's like a poopy color. What the hell was I using that was a poopy color? I have no idea. Maybe I should change my water. That might help. That probably ain't gonna do nothing, but you did hear me wash it. God only knows what was on there. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of the green over here that I ripped off. There goes my dog again. He's like, can't you shut up, woman? Unless you're telling me that you love me, I don't want to hear it. Still dirty brush. Must be very dirty water. And we'll go over this a little bit and see what we can make stick here. Stick it down. Stick it down. Trying to stick with the least amount of, I mean, this looks like crap. What if I spray water on it? It'll lift some of that color off since it's acrylic. Maybe not. My luck, it'll tear. Yep, it'll just tear the. So we're just gonna have to color that. I mean, trees are brown, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I think that's all I'm gonna put on there. I think. How about just some plain old masking tape? What fun. Get the dog hair off that piece because nobody wants dog hair. Well, I mean, it adds texture if you have dog hair on certain things. I'm just gonna rip me a piece. Rip me a piece. And rip it in pieces and just kind of lay it where there's blank spots. Because who doesn't like to do that? Do a little piece here. And there's some blank spots here. Okay, now, give me a memento. Put my dirty brush into my dirty water and swirl it around. I'll leave it sitting there for a minute while I blow dry. Down, tape down. Don't worry if some of your tissue paper comes up if you're following what I'm doing, because we can just rip it off or it will glue down while we do it. That's what I really want dry is my tissue paper, and that'll dry very quickly. Now that's cool. That Martha Stewart paper stuff like kind of frizzles and melts. Oh, I like that texture. Oh, that's good to know for something else. All right, we'll call that a day. I see this isn't sticking. Well, it's giving me texture, so it's just going to sit there. Okay, now, if your tape comes up and it's not glued down, just keep pushing it down, or you could throw a coat of paint, glue over it, over it. Otherwise, I feel we're kind of good. I'm really digging that. See how it burnt up a little bit? I see a project in my future with that. So now let me find a pencil because you would think I had a pencil sitting around. I do. Okay. Let me just give me a little sharp. Doesn't really need it, but I like to do that turn. I'm going to sketch out a tree. I mean, they did theirs real fancy and all, and I don't know how fancy I can be because I'm not a fancy kind of gal. But I'm going to kind of do mine with like you can hear my husband clearing his throat in the background, which is enjoyable. Don't know how many of you are married or have significant others of any type. Sometimes that you just want to not really hurt them, but you know how many times they clear their throat and it's like the fifth time and you want to scream, would you just take a drink of fucking water? Sorry. Okay, I shall continue. And I'm going to do little swirl. And I'll put this up to the camera. This kind of looks like a Krampus horn. Oh, I might draw Krampus later. Okay. All right, so far you see what I'm doing? It'll come out. I'll outline it like and paint it so you'll see it. Yay, you. Let's do this branch a little different. Make this way bigger. Go up the tree some. I don't know. I like to kind of keep it even. This tissue paper is kind of still wet, so I'm going to make a smaller one here. I'm only going to do one branch. And then bring it up. And then then let's do, can we do a really curly end of branch? Let's try. I know, it looks like it belongs in Whoville, almost. Kind of a Dr. Seuss from a demented. Then I'm going to go over this way. Oh my god, between my dog making noises and my husband, I'm gonna freak out. Oh my god. Calm down, draw, gal. Get in the mode. I want this one to go over. Oh my god. Hey, hon! Can you shut your door? Because I'm recording. Alright, I'm recording right now. So, okay. Did it nicely. I'm just going to go over because these are all going to be painted. I'm just going to do a big branch there and then kind of end my tree this way, but give it like a funky kind of top. And then we'll do another. I have an idea in my head what I want to do. Doesn't mean it's going to come out that way. But I'm going to, okay, now my dogs are going to bark. I'm telling you what. I'm so agitated today for no reason. It's just one of those days. Did you ever just have one of them days that was like, really? Okay, I'm not taking on this one. So I'm going to lightly erase it because my tissue paper is going to come off because it's not all the way dry. So what I'm going to do with this one is just kind of bring it out. And just kind of give it a regular kind of look to it. Okay. I shall not gesso. Now I'm going to, what color are you, my friend? Burnt sienna works for more. I'm going in to put my base of my brown in. I'm using burnt sienna. You can use any brand. This is Liquitex that's barely left, but you folk art would probably be better. It would probably go on smooth, smoother than that. But I'm having a hell of a time with my brushes and paints today. But because it was the first brown I picked, look how thick, and I mean, you could tell. It's an artist grade brand, so it's very, very thick. So I want it watered down a little bit. So like I said, folk art would definitely be much better because I want to stay in lines, people. Lines. So I'm just going to go up the middle, and then I'll grab a smaller brush to go into the other parts. It's hard to see with the pattern paper on the bottom. And I can see a big lump there. I don't know if you could see it. That's paint. So what I'm going to do is kind of put my paint on my mat and then take a smaller brush. And go into my twirly twirls. Wet it a little bit. And I'm not being perfect because I'm going to outline, so it's just a matter of getting the paint on there. So don't worry when you're doing it. Just want to kind of lay that paint in because we are going to get a smaller brush for more details. It's so funny. I love my husband. He's so good to me, but sometimes, you know, when you're miserable and it doesn't matter, they don't have to do anything wrong. But like everything about them gets on your nerves and there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's like everything that pissed you off during a day, whether it's other people or whatever, it's going to have to be a bigger bottom. And it's just like, because they're there, you're going to let them know that they're on your nerves. All right, I'm going to scrape this brown paint off of here and mix it in here with some more water. Like I said, that Liquitex set, that's an old one. And after a while, they do get thick. I mean, you can see I'm watering it down. You can water it down to an ink consistency and write with it or like whatever. But like I said, I should have probably just grabbed my folk art or my craft paints. That probably would have just been a lot easier for me. But of course, I didn't. Because that's what was sitting here. And you just make the best of it. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I'm just doing my interp. I don't know if they did the branches different colors. There goes my dog again. I'll get so I can go on these points. Make points. Try to clean up these edges a little bit. Like I said, we are going to draw around it, so it doesn't matter that much, but I do want them to kind of have points for when I draw it. This needs more. Oh gosh, my head. Okay, so let me scrape that brown off there and put it in here. Add a little bit more water. I'm going to go over this again. I do want some of the bottom, the underneath to come through, especially through the branches and all, but I do want to get this just a little bit wet because I want to take my brush handle and make some tree bark lines. I want to go in. And you can use a pencil or a pen or the cap or whatever. And this is just what I'm choosing to do. Just to give it some texture. Now this needs more paint on it because it's not that painty.
Are you recording?
Yep. Do you need some? Oh, they came today? All right, I'll be out when I'm done, hon. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, okay, let me see. Come in. Hold on 1 second because I want to see something with my daughter. The camera's down so nobody can see. Oh, I love it. The pants fit great. I love the sweater.
Yeah.
Turn around, let me see. How they feel.
Fine.
That's a fantastic outfit.
That's it.
That's a great Christmas. You wear that Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Thank God they finally came. So now you got all your clothes. You got all that clothes now. You look beautiful. Love it. Anything else come?
No.
Mail come? I'm glad they fit you so good, hon. Very, very beautiful. Forever 21 was having great sales, and she's bought such beautiful clothes from there. And we have this weird thing. Even if we go out shopping and she buys them, I like her, and she likes to do it. Come home, even though I watch her try them on in the dressing room, she comes home and tries them on again because I like watching. Not watching. That sounds very perverted. I like seeing them again. Like, like once we're home, like I always go, okay, pretend like I didn't see it, and I'll turn around and then I'll look, or she'll come out of the room and I'll pretend like I didn't see it before. Very weird things we do. Because I get very excited. Because I don't buy myself new clothes. Can never find clothes that I like. I'm not like a woman who, I'm like 43, so I don't, not that there's anything wrong with it, and if you dig it, I'm all for you, but for me, every time I go shopping for myself, and I look, the bigger size clothes, because, we all know, I'm not a size 4, I'm a size 8. The bigger sizes for bigger women, I'll have like these big flowers and stuff on them, and I'm a flower lover. I love flowers. I love nature, but I don't want big flowers on me all the time. I want like normal clothes. And all our fashion bugs closed down now, and they all have went to like a Lane Bryant kind of thing, and their clothes, if it's not, I want nice cotton like shirts. I don't want just sweat this a little bit to add a little bit more down here. I don't want like these silky things that make me itch. I just want something nice I can put on and be comfortable and feel comfortable and go out and learn. Just scrape it. I'll use a pencil for that. Okay, so far here's where we're at. And I'm not happy with these scrapes, so we're going to do another scrape. Get you in there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to start my own clothing line. Like, I have my husband got me one of the dolls, not dolls, but the forms that you make stuff with. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife real quick right here just to kind of scrape in some little lines that'll pick up if I do anything over top, because this one just will not scrape. I don't know why. So I'm going to leave that down there for now. And let me look to see if I'm even on the right track. I'm doing my own thing, but I want to make sure that I'm not like totally, oh my God, I see a branch on my camera that I did not paint, which I will do now. Let me just look. Where am I looking? Oh. But I want comfortable clothes, not like silky things that make me itchy and like, I don't know. Does it really matter? I guess it really doesn't. Okay, so she did that. I got to paint the outside, which I did. She did that. Okay, so I'm on the right road, just doing it. I'm just getting there a different way then. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Just doing it more my way. And I made a chunky trunk because I'm chunky. And then now we will paint the last branch. But I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I mean, maybe I'm the only big girl in the bunch here, which I don't care. But I just hate that. Like, and then like I go and I like put like, we'll try on like a 2X, like, because I like to be, I don't want something tight on me. Scrape. And Must be that fabric, the paper underneath. And I want, I want to be comfortable and stuff. So like 2X will fit, but it's not really a 2X. I think they kid with me, and they do they really make it. There you go. They really make it like they run really small. I don't know. I just think maybe I'm just complaining today because I just can't go out and buy me a shirt. And I used to love Fashion Bug. It was up the street in the one like development where all the stores are, and I used to love going there, especially when they're clearing stuff, because I wore summer stuff, not shorts, but like short sleeve shirts and stuff and all. And they took it out, and they took all the Fashion Bugs out, and they put in Lane Bryant, which is 6 million times more expensive and silky stuff. And I don't like. So I gotta go searching on the internet and see if I can just find different things. All right, so we got the tree pretty much done. And it'll come to life once I paint the background. And once I, except I'm gonna paint the background a, what color are you, my friend? No, that's not. A light blue. Okay. I'm just going to use basics. This has turned out to be a way longer video than I anticipated. But, yeah, so I just, I hate it because all the medicine that I never was a heavy girl growing up. I gained maybe 160 with my son. And then, because I was like, shit, I can eat. And boy, did I. And then I lost some of it. And then I got sick. I only gained, well, no, then I got pregnant with my daughter. Like, my son was 5 when I got pregnant with my daughter, because we tried for years. I couldn't get pregnant. And then I only gained 17 pounds with her, which then I realized, what to do and what not to do. I put my paint down. I'm just going to give it 2 squirts just to liquefy it a little bit, to make it move a little bit. It's like 65 here today in Jersey on December 19th. I hate this weather up and down. Do they realize what it does to people who are ill? I don't think so. So I'm just going to go in and paint my light blue. So then I didn't gain as much weight with my daughter. And then 2 years later, I got sick. So all that medicine they give you, the steroids, which I refuse to take anymore. I won't take. Now I'm a smarter chronic illness person, as I have almost every chronic illness alive, known to man. I'm a lot smarter now. I won't take steroids. I already told my doctor, don't even mention them to me, because they make me, and I already have a tendency to have a temper. I'm a lot better now than I used to be, but they make me crazy. They make me want to crawl the walls. They make me ill. I'm going to spray this a little bit more. And, but I'm on so much other medicine, so that puts on weight. It won't leave you lose weight. I hardly eat. And I got ulcers coming out of my freaking punana. And so I can't eat, I can't drink dairy. I can't do acids. I can't eat fruit. I drink Boost. That's what I drink. You would think I would be like a normal size. No, don't lose nothing. It's because that medicine holds everything on. And what's your alternative? I don't have cannabis legal in my state. My God, my state, my husband and I always talk. I'm like, through the hell that I've been through in my life, and the hell that my poor husband has endured since being married to me, because apparently I brought him severely bad luck in life. We've not had an easy life. Let's just put it that way. And then with my son's death, I keep saying to him, there has to be some payoff at the end. like winning the lottery or like something, because like I'm one of those people, and my husband too. I do have an awesome husband, and we're like, like charity, and like every time we drive past like these big, I live in Jersey, South Jersey. Okay, I live like in, my daughter went to school in the big Italian section of Jersey. I mean, we're like South Jersey. We're about an hour from Atlantic City and the shores and everything. And like every time we drive past up on, it's called 73 South, there's these humongous buildings and they're fucking empty. And my husband too, we say to each other, why can't they make those like, my God, a place where people can go eat? Like we worry about all these other worlds. I sound like my friend Pixie's kids who think I come from a different world. She lives in England. And I'm like, why can't they make these places like where, people can go volunteer and make food and do stuff and let people eat. People can't, our thrift store here, we live in a very rich place, like not me specifically, but like, like if you're familiar with South Jersey, Marlton, Medford, Voorhees and all that, we're like right in the middle. So of all that. Atlantic City and all that stuff. And it's like, we have a thrift store, right? And you can't get near it. And this is a rich, like, part of Jersey, right? Meanwhile, I'm in Camden County, which is hard to explain, but about the other opposite end of Camden County where I live was the worst, I think, last year, most violent place to live in the world, in the States. And, people wonder why people sell illegal drugs and do what they do. People can't eat. People can't, and we have all these stupid buildings of car places that don't sell cars anymore. And they just sit there rotting to death. And we're worried about, I mean, look, I don't want anybody to go hungry, and I don't want kids to go hungry. I would adopt children from a different country in a heartbeat if it didn't cost me so freaking much. I can't even get groceries half the fucking time, let alone, but I would, to give them a good home. But you can't, because it costs you a fortune. And it's like, you'd rather them starve. And then we have all our stars and celebrities and everybody, going over and helping and doing this, and Oprah doing in Africa and shit. And it's like, what about here? And I love Oprah. I mean, hey, it's her money, whatever. But it just drives me mad. See all these empty buildings. So when I hit the lottery, my husband and I hit the lottery. There are so many. I have many, many people on Facebook that I am going to help. I've told him that from forever, because 10 grand to somebody is a lot who doesn't have anything. And charity, it's going to charities, and I'm going to do a lot of things, a lot of good things. But the lottery gods don't think it's time for me yet. And if they would, then I could do some good. Okay. And I rhymed. Because I'm just cool like that. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I just see these buildings and everything. And like I said, we're fighting. And then this freaking healthcare thing. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm on disability. I'm on SSI of all things, because I get punished because I've been sick since I was 28 and still tried to work. And just finally couldn't anymore at 40. And could only work part-time, and I get punished because they only go back 10 years of your working. So when I applied for it at 40, I didn't have enough credits. So I get SSI, and then they take my husband's, he works for himself, he's a writer, he's a freelance writer for companies. Then they take his pay into consideration. So I don't even get full SSI. Now I get health care, which I'm very blessed for, but they're cutting back on that for disabled people too. It's like you can't win for losing anymore. We don't take care of our veterans here. We don't take care of the people coming back from wars who are keeping our country safe. We don't. Oh God, please don't even get me started. It's just ridiculous. And then, people got to fight. Half the people in this world can't even afford medication for illnesses that they are on, that they have. We can't legalize marijuana because I have no idea why. And in most places. And that would help so many people. And then, but see, then the drug companies lose out. It's all a game. They run games on us. And I just feel sick. I just feel sick about it. I feel sick that children have to suffer. I feel sick that people who are ill have to suffer. Oh, God, will my mouth ever shut up, you guys wonder? No, it won't. Let me grab my pen if I can even move. My cat jumped up on my... and it's not even funny because I was freaking out, pissed off. My cat jumped up on my table of supplies to my right. Or no, left. That's left. And to look out the window, which is a normal thing a cat does. However, I had everything in piles that I wanted to do. And everything got knocked down all over the floor. My husband half picked it up because he doesn't know what to what. And he was very, I was very thrilled and happy that he did that. But I have to sit down and go through. I love tracing things in black because it makes it pop. And it lets me be able to get my corner, my straight. I love my little straight pointies. Really, if you sat down and did this, it would not take as long as me. I sit and talk as if we're having coffee and you guys are here, and it's very ridiculous. But yeah, so. And I don't know what day I made the post about people, always saying that I'm writing me private messages and saying, I'm mentally retarded, challenged, whatever. And, I had made a comment about that. And people have been you guys are so wonderful to me and everything. But it's very hard. I have an aunt and uncle who are mentally retarded. Well, my aunt Pat was, I only went to visit them at the homes, but she passed on, but bless her soul. But, when people say such rude things, it really bothers me. And I guess it bothered me more because there are people out there, and I did work at a school, at my daughter's school for 3 years or whatever it was, with disabled children, mostly autistic, Asperger's and autism and other things, some other issues. But most of them were Asperger's and autism, and it just kills me. People use that word so, there's so many people out there who really are, and what a disgrace to say that to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt my feelings. It's just I grew up scared to death to go visit my aunt and uncle when we would have to go to Selinsgrove is where they were at. And I was scared to death because when we would pull up, they would all, the mentally challenged people that were there would run up selling their pot holders that they made and things that they made. And so you would pull up and they would come running at your car. And so, being a little kid, now my sister, it affected differently. She teaches them. The very, very mentally challenged children that are really hard to handle, that, now the state puts into normal public schools so they can get better funding and all that bullshit that they do. That's a whole other issue. I'm digging this. So, now what do I want to do? Do I have any ink out? Let me see. See if I can do this. So she's been teaching for, gosh, I don't even know, 15 years. She's younger than me, but she got the brains, I got the boobs, and they're hanging down to my knees now. But it affected her differently, and I think that's, awesome. For me, it just was terrifying and horrific, and even when I would go to stores. Look, kitty cat in a tree. Let's do one more because I love me some kitty cat. Oh, no. Well, I'll do one more kitty cat. He'll pretend like he's jumping. Hello, let's jump. He's jumping. I'll fill him in with ink. But let's do an owl. But my son, bless his soul, when he worked, he would come home sometimes in tears, because there would be like mentally challenged people coming into the stores and stuff, and it would be close to closing time, and or the people that worked there would make such fun of them, and and he would want to help them, and he gosh, I can't even tell you how many times he would come home in tears because he was so beside himself that people treated them so horribly, and everything like that. And my daughter's very much like that too. She's just such a sweetheart, and just really just wants equality for everyone, for every race, every choice, everything. Here we go. And I'm very blessed to have the kids, have my son in my life as long as I did, and that I have my daughter, because she is just a joy. A joy, a joy, a joy. But I just don't get it. So when people say that, and I had gotten into an argument with a friend that I grew up with, actually on Facebook, over when Paul Walker died. He had this guy that I've been friends with since I was teeny. He always makes these off-color jokes, and he's going on and on. And I kind of ignored it at the time when Paul Walker had passed, because it's his page, it's not my thing. But then, my son's anniversary was the 10th, and then all of a sudden, my friend started putting, like, he stopped for a while about the Paul Walker thing, and then he started putting things up, and I just asked him in his post, could you please not do this? Because when I would see it come through my feed, it would affect me. And, oh God, he reamed me a new asshole, and he was calling me such names, and then I just started going at him, and finally I just unfriended him and everything. But it's like, it doesn't matter that I just kept saying, like, don't you understand? You might think that people, and I know a lot of people felt this way, that celebrities get a lot of publicity and a lot of unneeded and unwarranted publicity because they pass or whatever. And I dig it. I totally dig it. But for me, it wasn't as much that. It was just like seeing all this stuff of like him posting the car accident or posting just so many things. And it, for me, it was a very hard time. And, for him to be that rude and ignorant, and then, calling me names, and then deliberately posting things. And then I kept, like, I don't know. Needless to say, we're not friends anymore. And all his friends calling me names and whatnot. And then he had the nerve to say that he has Asperger's. And I'm like, dude, look, I dealt with people with Asperger's. They're in 4th, 5th grade. You know what I mean? That's not why you act like a dickhead. You know what I mean? You're just rude. And then all the friends chiming in, of how stupid I was. And it's just like, you know what? Don't use excuses like that because you shoot off the mouth. That's not, you get a kick out of people getting pissed off and stuff like that. People can just be so rude. I'm talking way more than arguing right now because I'm just so beyond, words and frustrated, and I just don't understand people. How you can be so mean to people. I don't understand. And so I said to him and all his friends, I'm like, well, I hope that you never experience losing a child or a spouse. And they're like, we've all experienced losing somebody in our life, and it's just not the same as losing, when your parents are in their 90s and you lose them, or 80s. I mean, that's not, losing your child is so different, and I'm sure I've not lost a parent, so I don't know what it's like. But I don't know. Nobody has any sense anymore, or compassion, or love for anybody, or care, and I don't quite understand that. I really don't. Anyway, now that my mood's all pissed off because I started talking. But I'm going to write up here. Let's see if we can write on this stuff. Let's see if this will work. I am a tree freak. Freedom. Let's do love. Peace. I think I'm just going to write on this, keep it on this side. And this isn't as fantastic as everybody else's, but I talked through the whole thing and couldn't really concentrate, but I'm happy enough with it. I love the black cats because, and like he's just going to like walk, 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 walk up there. And I'm going to put like one of them little peepholes here and color it in case there's a little animal living in there because it's cold and chilly. And what I wanted to do, let's see if I can do it or not. I wanted to take these and kind of like do swirls, if that makes sense, off of them. Might not make sense when I'm doing it here. How did that bleed down there? I must have had my hand down there. I love doing little spiral things. My dog said, "Did you say Spyro? That's my name." Spiral. His little head poked up. Really can't do anything there. But these things are fun to do because, you know, it's like I said, it's mindless in the sense of nothing has to be, you know, you just do it your own way. You just go through and do it and whatever. And like I said, I can sit and still like, you know, no, Carol put a sun behind hers, and I'm not going to waste your time with me doing all that kind of stuff. This is the general of what mine looks like. It's my own swirly tree. And like I said, I, you know, would go in and probably doodle all around it and everything like that. But for the most part, that I wasted an hour of your life that you will never get back. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys do this. It's pretty awesome. Just to sit and play. Like I said, you know, you can sit and do so many different things and doodle and write and journal and all kinds of stuff. You could do it in your journal. You could do it wherever you want to do it at. You know, this is just a piece of paper. And you can do your tree thinner and different and all kinds of things. Like everybody's done them differently. So I hope you all join in and do it. And if you do, put a picture on Facebook and tag Carol Moyer and, you know, or let me know. And if you're not subbed to her, you know, you can, if you're subbed to her, you can always let her know. And, you know, so we can just kind of share it around and share the fun. So look for more videos from me. They are coming. And I had something. Okay, I'm not even going to go there because I'll sit here for 20 minutes and say, what did I have to say? But I hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all create. I will see you in my next video. Please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Life is freaking hard. And if you don't have the right people in your life, it really makes it harder. I do want to mention, however, that I'm Angie, and I'll try to remember to put her video link in my thing. If not, go back in my last video. It's in there. She has her final product up of her Butterfly Girl. And I am freaking loving it. She embellished the hell out of it. And it just looks freaking awesome. So now our next, she said she's going to do our next art journal page with us too, which I'm so excited. And because I love doing it. I just love seeing people's interpretations. And she went to town. I am so freaking proud of her. I've made the greatest friends on here. You guys, all of you, I have made... through all the shit that I go through and through all the bad days and through all the pain and through all this stuff, you guys just really help so much. And like I said, when I woke up today and I saw Angie's little, you know, her talking about her thing and that she was going to do the next one and everything like that, I was like, oh, yay, I love it, I love it, I love it. Hers came out awesome. She wicked embellished it. So that's why I love doing this. Like, okay, I did my version. Now y'all do your version and, do it the way you do it. I could sit here and do 5 different videos to make it this, whatever, but I don't want to. I want to move on to something else. So, now look at the underneath. You can see the scrunched tissue paper and all the stuff, and it's just really really cool. So I hope y'all do this. I hope y'all have a great day. I love you all. If you're not subbed and you found me, just click subscribe below. I have contests often, which I'm having a contest coming up, and thank you everybody for your Christmas card so far. I'm gonna have to write a list. I'm horrible with that kind of thing, but I get them and I'm just so excited. I love them, love them, love them. I'm actually gonna pin them on my back wall with my art, because it's art to me, and you guys mean so so much to me, and it brings such positive energy to me. That you don't understand. And I want to thank everybody for being so supportive of me saying that I was Wiccan, and I got so much support. I thought I was going to get such backlash and I was just taking that chance to do it, and I got so much friggin' support that I am just blown away. I'm blown away. Oh my God, you guys are put in my path of life right now for a reason, and I am so so thankful and so blessed, and for all the love that you guys give me. This poor little Italian girl who, grew up to be blessed with so many wonderful people in her life. So I am just, words cannot even express to you how thankful I am. So that's it. I'm done blabbing. Hopefully you had a nice cup of coffee, worked yourself up a good shit, and you take care of it. Because that's about as long as a nice cup of coffee and working it up goes. I know, I have to be vulgar. I had to. I can't be nice and then be nice. The hell's that? No, I'm kidding. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.